The independence modern women claim is nothing but a narrative. They might make their own money, have their own house, and all that good stuff, but guess what? They're hardly capable of independent thought. Just take a look at any club environment to know what I mean. If one of the chicks wants to go to the bathroom, suddenly some, if not all the girls will want to go as well. When it comes to answering a question, the concept remains the same.
It's just, they just asked you, like, whether or not you think you're a 10. Like, in my opinion, if a fat is fat, you call her fat, you know? Or if someone's ugly, you call them ugly.
We got a question here from Stifler. Ask the ladies to rate their looks on a scale of 1 to 10. So, go ahead, Avery.
6.5.
1.
What? Come on. 1?
I mean, isn't this a humbleness test? Like, you say something over 6 and they humble you anyway?
Yeah, but
Is that too low? 5.
What? I mean, it now just seems like you're wanting to give me the answer that you think we want to hear, but what do you genuinely, what's your own self-assessment of your physical appearance?
I don't know if I self-assess in that quantitative of a way, do you?
Yeah, I do.
You look at us all and you already have a number in your head.
Well, I want to give you guys more of a look over, but
I think it's
could
a simple
assign.
question.
I suppose I could assign like a number. Yes, 1 to 10. I don't intend to do it unless you guys ask me to. But
I feel like just rate yourself like today. Like,
we'll go around the
what do you feel
table.
like right now?
5.
Sure. What about you?
7. I'm not humbling myself, but you know,
Sure.
not everybody's perfect. Like,
Okay.
no matter what they say.
I feel like it just depends on the day, but today it's like a 6.
Like a 6.
It's on a sliding scale
I
per
don't
day.
know. 5.
I feel like it depends on the time of day and what day, but
Today, this day, May 7th.
probably a 7.
What about like around twilight? Is it
Okay,
higher
I mean
or lower?
like when I'm just waking up in the morning, because we can go from 2 to 7.
No, like the
2
evening
to
twilight.
Uh-huh.
7. In twilight.
Like the twilight
7.
time?
7.
So better lighting that works for you.
Better
Yeah, like
lighting.
golden-
7.
golden
The
hour.
golden hour.
Yeah. Okay. What about you?
Yeah, kind of like the scale thing too, but I guess I'll say like a 7.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Stifler, for that. That was.
That's
did
I
you
think that's the
object?
first time I've ever heard on any paddle the girls didn't go say, I'm
No
a
10,
10.
no
I'm
10.
a 10. I'm
You
a
guys
10.
are starting a movement.
Didn't that dude say he was a 10 on your show the other day?
The dude.
The dude?
Which dude?
Oh, wait. No, he's talking about Gary the Numbers guy.
Okay.
So, did you object? Do you object to the rating scale?
No, I don't object to it. If someone
okay.
sees themselves in a way where they can quantify it, go for it.
Sure. Because sometimes we get pushback on this question of like, oh, it's kind of weird, rude to dehumanizing to try to view someone, you know, to rank someone by their or rate someone by their physical
Qualitatively.
appearance.
It's not even the
Quantitatively.
rudeness. I question the objectivity of it because I've noticed when Fresh and Fit does this and you do this, the intention is kind of to rate the woman's delusion or humbleness, which kind of proves that the rating system is subjective because the argument is it's objective. But if the girl says 10, then the guys will call her a 2.
Yeah,
and if
it's
the girl says
subjective.
2, they say, funny how the girl says 2 is the hottest girl. So they base it off personality,
You're
proving
right.
that. You know what I
You're
mean?
right.
You
It is
factor in
subjective.
personality with
Well,
looks.
it is personality because if you're over here and you're like, oh yeah, I'm hot shit, this and that, they're gonna be like, well, she's over here thinking she's all that, so let's go
Right.
ahead and humble her really quick.
But
But if you're kind of nice about it and you're kind of like, oh yeah, I feel like maybe I'm an 8, I'm a 9 today, like, you know, I'm feeling okay, then they're gonna be like, okay, that's cool.
Sure,
Like,
which
you know,
proves
she's
that
feeling
looks aren't
herself.
objective.
Actually, then if we're talking about that, then I change my answer. I'm a 10. Then when we're talking about that, then I'm changing my answer then. Because if I don't care what anybody says, like everybody can say any hurtful thing. I play COD. Like y'all have heard so much hurtful
Call of Duty?
things. Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, the first
Those
one,
are some
2019.
hardcore lobbies for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
S&D too. I promise you.
Okay.
No, but
anyways,
you're correct. It is subjective, and that's why we asked you. You're the subject in this time. You're rating yourself, right?
Sure. I
Well,
don't
see,
know if
we
that's
do
the
that.
optics of
I mean,
it.
every time we do Access Vegas, we have some, in my opinion, some very stunningly gorgeous girls on there. Every guy in the chat says, "Oh, I can't. Why don't you get some normal girls on there? Why don't you get like that's the number one thing we had to deal with from day one." Was people saying that the girls on our show were fake? They had big lips, they had big tits. There would get some real girls on there, kind of thing.
One says she's a 7, and then all of them say the same damn number. Girls who post spicy content might brag about their independence, but they barely have any opinions of their own. Well, at the end of the day, they think that all chicks who are hot make top dollar as models, right until they realize that's nothing but a minority. But when it comes to approval, majorities are all they care about, and suddenly their independence vanishes. Let's take a look at the comments. If the first woman said 10, they'd have all said 9 to 10, but she didn't. She said 6.5, so they all follow with 5 to 7. It's all based on being accepted and approved by their peers, social pressures of the moment. This was a great demonstration of anchoring bias. One starts in the middle, and all the women rate themselves in the middle to fit in with the crowd. This exercise would work so much better if each participant could provide the response anonymously instead of being influenced by the previous responses. The first girl always dictates how every subsequent girl chooses to answer. This girl heard the word quantify once in college, and now that's her identity. The girl with a tie is 10 out of 10. I don't get how simple questions are going over their heads, and she could simplify it so quickly. I understand her frustration, to be honest. A huge demonstration of women following what's been said. If the first one said 10, they'll all say 10. Her comments at 250 shows she doesn't get it. The women who say they are 10 are never 10s, they're usually 6s. However, once in a while, a woman that's an 8 or a 9 will say she's a 5 or 6. It's not that her personality makes her hotter, just the trend is the hotter women tend to rate themselves lower. She's clearly the most physically attractive woman on the panel, yet rated herself the lowest. The only difference is that she is doing so as a gotcha rather than because of a genuine answer. I appreciate that she's trying to be more cerebral and succinctly expresses her views, but she should try to understand the argument from the other side first. A lot of her responses feel canned, as if she spent a whole lot of time watching these videos and preparing responses rather than giving organic ones. Guys, thanks for checking out this video. Stay tuned for more daily content. Like, subscribe, and comment. See you in the next video, guys. Till next time.